Palantir, why has it exploded way beyond anyone's expectations? Well, I have the answers for you right now. We're going to cover it live on this show. I'm making this during a live show. Be careful, this could drop 50%. I've been saying that this has got overbought, but now we've got the government, Congress members of, thereby, buying the stock. What's going on? Let's talk about it. If you like Palantir, this is a video you cannot afford to miss. Tap the like button. Consider subscribing. We aim to be the most honest live channel in the world. 98% of our live viewers are members, more than any other channel, and we double our rate of growth every month. In a couple of years, we'll be one of the biggest channels in the world, finance sector, several combined, in fact. We have 3 channels in the network. Let's get straight into it. I've got the news for you and the prices and all the information that you need. We've got some analysis, we've got some news, we've got what's going on, and we've also got a full intrinsic valuation provided by Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread premium paid services, which you can get discounts to and free trials as a member of my show. So this is a really, really, really important video. So what's going on? Why is Palantir up so much today? It's pretty insane, but it is what it is. If we scroll down here and I show you the actual value, you'll see that 627 times earnings, the most overvalued stock in history. This is nuts. Well, you might disagree. You might think it's great. Well, let's break down the numbers and tell you why. So first of all, we're going to look at this. We have got Wall Street analysis saying hold, Quant is saying buy. Now this is interesting because Quant outperforms the S&P. Quant is the AI software of Seeking Alpha. If you want Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread, it will be below this video when it comes out. There's the link in the chat for everybody else. I can get this pro information before anyone, which you can get too. With those referrals, free trials. Look at this. Momentum, A+, revisions, A, profitability, A. It makes loads of money, but valuation is off the scale. But you might notice valuation has improved from F because even though it's gone up ridiculously in price, it's growing as well. So actually, it's moved down from F to D. God help us if this goes to B. If this goes to B, because of valuation, the stock is straight to $500. People will treat it as the new Tesla. So bear that in mind. This could make you a lot of money, but it could also, we saw what happened to Tesla, gets massively shorted. Everyone tries to drive it down. Be careful. Just all I'm saying is be careful. Now, a short interest is already forming. 3.24, very low. No short squeeze here. Nothing like that about to happen. But shorting is coming in. There was hardly anything. Now we've got 3.24. It's starting to build a short interest. So just be careful. Now, why has it gone up? There's a good reason. This. Marjorie Taylor Greene discloses buys of Palantir, Apple, Intel, and others. A congressional trading form filled by Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene late last week disclosed that she bought positions in several companies, including Palantir, Apple, and more. According to the form, the 50-year-old Congresswoman representing the 14th district in Georgia purchased stakes in technology, Adobe, Palantir, or whatever, right? According to the form, we've read that. According to the form, the 50-year-old Congresswoman bought, yes. On February the 12th, the value of the purchases were reported between $1,000 and $15,000 each. So not a great deal. Any news right now is fueling this overbought process. If she'd bought millions of dollars worth, she knows something. 15,000? Really? I've got $270,000 in my portfolio. This should not drive the stock up, but it is because all people want is a headline like that. They're looking at it thinking, Nancy Pelosi. They're thinking, here we go, everyone's buying it. Well, $15,000 isn't much. I could do that 10 times over. So just bear that in mind. She's bought other things as well. Green also disclosed between 100,000 and 250,000. Again, these aren't really life-changing numbers. It's all very well a congresswoman has done this, but you just need to understand that this stock could drop like a stone. Now then, we also have this. Palantir Salesforce, best software plays on AI revolution of 2025. Palantir Technologies and Salesforce remain the two best software plays on the AI revolution for 2025. The firm added that besides these two companies, there are many well-positioned vendors joining the AI party, including Oracle, IBM, and others, Snow, blah, 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 blah. Analysts led by Daniel Ives said Palantir has been a major focus during the AI revolution and expanding use cases for its marquee products, leading to a larger partner ecosystem with rapidly rising demand across the landscape for the enterprise scale and enterprise-ready generative AI. The analyst added that this will be a major growth driver for the US commercial business over the next 12 to 18 months as many more enterprises take the AI path with Palantir. They believe Palantir has a credible path to morph into the next Oracle of the coming decade with artificial... Well, thank you very much indeed, new member.
Brenda Ricks has become a member.
Thank you. Wonderful. Brenda, good morning. Wonderful to have you here. We have one of the highest ratios of ladies watching our show, over 13% now. Most crypto channels are about 1%. We are building a very, very big movement here. Welcome to you. Where are you from? Put in the chat where you're from. Ives and his team said that over the past few weeks, they have been monitoring dozens of large companies that have started on the AI path in 2025 to gauge enterprise AI spending, use cases which vendors are separating from the pack in the AI revolution. So this is very, very good. We like this. A lot of interest here on Palantir. But let me just do some numbers for you, because at the end of the day, if you're buying a house, you go and look at the house, don't you? Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But let me just share with you a couple of things for you before you rush out to buy Palantir. Just consider this. Most day traders, 95%, lose money. This is my portfolio. I started with $5,000. I've never shorted a stock. I've never done options. I only own the S&P, and I simply buy on macro conditions and use margin to amplify those macro conditions. And I've now got $270,000. There's my account. There's my Roth. There's the margin, and in altogether, $270,000. Every single one of my shares is up. Some of my shares that I bought a year ago are up 30, 40%. I've done very, very well, without the drama, without the issues, without the stress. There are many ways to make your goals. So let's just consider this just for a minute before you rush out to buy Palantir. Let's just have a little chat about it. And what do you think? Right. Welcome into my studio. I want to make this very personal for you. And I've actually recorded a special video. It's on the homepage of my channel. It's right at the top. I'll give you a link to it above my head in a moment. But I'm going to stress here that you need to know what your goals are. It's not good enough just chasing the latest trend. Because most investors will say, why is it whenever I buy a stock, it goes down and loses money? A lot of people talk about that. Well, because everyone's chasing the trend. And Wall Street are always going to beat you and outperform you, always. You cannot compete. You'll never be able to compete with what Wall Street are doing. So it's great to look at innovation, new stocks, new great ideas. But you also need to know what your overall goal is, what your structure and your plan is. Now, I'm not trying to be in anyone's club. I'm not trying to make friends. I'd love to have friends, but I can only really have 5 or 6 friends, and I have those. I can't have everyone as my best mate. I'm not trying to win friends. I'm just trying to do what's right. And my goal is to get to $1 million by the end of the decade from $5,000. And I'm way on track to do that. In fact, I don't have to buy any more stocks at all. Just keep staying in. Don't sell, and just keep paying down my margin with my YouTube income. So I know what my goal is. My goal is $1 million by the end of the decade. I know my risk tolerance, and now because I've got $270,000, I don't need to risk it. I'm not trying to become 100 million and a billion. All of that is not necessary, and all of that is greed, and all of that is going to end up losing me money. I've done 20 trades, 20 wins, I never lose. So what's important is to know your goals, know exactly where you're going, and don't get above yourself. There's no doubt about it, Palantir is a great business. However, Alex Karp is a cheerleader personified. He's like Elon Musk on steroids. We covered the earnings for Elon Musk last week. For Palantir with Alex Karp. And at the end of his presentation, because they do a video presentation, which is very unique and it's cool, but he said to the audience, "We're doing it! We're doing it!" And he called everybody Palantarians. What he's doing is inviting everyone in to buy the stock. He's exciting retail investors. And there's nothing too wrong with that. However, the board, Alex, they're selling. They're trimming. They're taking profits. Now, you've got to consider that just for a moment, because it's a great business, but you're paying nearly 700 times earnings now. Now, consider that. If I had a can of Coke and it was worth $1, and it was the only can of Coke in the world, even then, would you pay $700 for it? You're buying a business at the end of the day, and you have to value it as such. You're buying a business, and you've got to put a value on it. You can't pay just anything, can you? Well, according to my viewers, yeah, you can. Apparently, you can pay anything for it. We did a live stream the other day and did a poll, and 85% of you said, yeah, I would pay any price for Palantir. And I think that's a bit of a crazy way to look at it, honestly. But some people don't think so. Well, let me share with you the actual value of the business. So what it makes, what it's worth. You can decide now whether it's worth buying. Just because it's innovative and exciting, it doesn't earn the money that you're paying for it. That is the intrinsic value of Palantir. $16. Now, we first bought this, our members bought this when I first brought the stock to you, at $8. That was a good buy. What do you think Alex paid for it? Pennies? Well, of course he's happy. Now he can trim off all the time. $16 is its intrinsic value. Best case scenario, $22. What are you paying now? Well, let's bring it on the screen. You're paying $122. This is prime target for short interest. And no surprise, it popped up and shot down like that. This is such volatility. It's not an investment for me. And actually, it's not doing the stock any good either. Because at this price, people are very, very wary of it. People don't want to plow in. All right. So let's look down further. If we scroll down to what it actually earns, 2865.5 million, up 8%. Now we've got growth, but we've got no S curve. We've got not some parabolic S curve here. Operating income down 15%, net income down 3%, starting to increase. Free cash flow up 16%. Well, they're getting a lot of money out of these sales from you buying the stock. Operating cash flow up 16%. EPS minus 5%. There's nothing here that tells me I should rush out today and buy this stock, but no one seems to listen. 6.3 billion in assets, 1.3 billion in liabilities. Good. No short-term, no long-term debt. We've got 5.2 billion in assets. It's good. Not a bad balance sheet, no debt. Good ratio. It looks better than it really is. Gross margin, 80%. Hasn't changed. I mean, Doesn't need to, right? It's an amazing gross margin, but operating margin, 10%. Net margin, your real profit, 16%. It's great. Thank you, Andrew Calcutt.
Andrew Calcutt donated 79 pence through a super chat.
Thank you very much. If you do, I think a dollar, it'll 99 and upwards, you can actually read out your comment and you can have a comment to the show. So, and it'll live forever on YouTube. So you can have a comment about Palantir if you like. So net margin, FCF margin, 39%, ROCE, 6.8, ROIC, 30.5, ROA. Now, if you want the definitions of these, you can get them by using my software. I'll give you the link right now in the chat. There is my software, Alpha Spread, Seeking Alpha. You can get all of this. With free trial, discount, my members can get a plan so good, it makes my membership for free. That good. So profitability is 56. Oh, hang on.
Andrew Calcutt donated £1.99 through a super chat. What about Intel output news agency's time?
Thank you very much indeed. What about Intel? I can do a full stock review for you, a minimum of $5. I can do a full review, go on the list. The higher the amount, the higher up the list it can go. The highest one at the moment is $20. I can do a full analysis for the stock for you. We've got solvency, 81%. 81%. That says it's not going bust. No, it's not. But look at this. 91% downside. Worst case scenario. Palantir, Wall Street average, 56% downside. Best case scenario, 22% down. So an investor, a real educated investor would not be buying. Palantir in the last 3 to 6 months selling. This is inside selling by the company. $776 million. Alex Karp, the team, have been selling. 37 million in the last 0 to 3 months. Palantirians, the fan club, will say, no one's selling, it's not true. It is true, it's a fact. So, I mean, consider all of these things. So there you go. There is my review and update news today on Palantir. Not saying it's rubbish. It's not. It's great. But would you pay $700 for a can of Coke? Well, you would if you were stupid. So you got to consider that. I mean, it's up to you. I'm just trying to help people and do what's right. Tap the like button if you like this, and also consider subscribing to our channel. Click above my head for all the links. That's good. Look at that. Does a little lens flare. Click above my head for all the links. That makes my hand glow, doesn't it? There you go. Ooh. Don't know why I'm doing that. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here and over here, I'll put more information for you. Palantir, be careful. This could go down 80%, and then people will go, well, I told you so. Be careful. It's not investing, it's gambling, and you're joining the Palantirian fan club. That's something you should never do. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.